Entrepreneurship, it's all game. The Big Potato Podcast is yours to claim. From startups to scaling up, we cover it all. So don't mess up. Monday nights, don't miss the show with Kendall and Stuart. Your time to grow, listen up. Take notes and learn. The Big Potato Podcast, next gen's turn. It's next gen's turn.
Welcome back, you guys, to the Big Potato Podcast, where we empower entrepreneurs for today's business landscape. It's all about light-hearted discussion, delivering strategic business insights in industries such as entertainment. We had tech, we had sport, we had agriculture, we had publishing. We're just going through the list right now. And tonight we have another great episode for you guys in store. It's episode 9, so you know it's going to be mighty fine. Stuart, what up?
I am great. Always great. No matter if it's raining, if it's sunshine, I am always great. But before we start, I have to make a very, very important announcement. Yesterday was my co-host's birthday, Kendall. So we have to say happy birthday to my boy. Thank you for being part of the podcast with me. I really appreciate it. And many, many more, my brother.
I really appreciate that, man. I receive all the blessings. And it's my pleasure to be here, man. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for having you.
Yeah, telling you. Thanks for having me, bro. So, we're not going to stick tonight, Last episode, I should say, we had a bumper episode talking about agriculture and really all the different ways you could get involved in the agriculture industry as an entrepreneur. Riveting discussion as usual, lots of insights and lots of feedback from you guys. And remember, if you want to drop us a line, you could do so at the Big Potato Podcast at gmail.com, or you can also link us on any of our social media platforms at the Big Potato Podcast. And remember to subscribe and follow the Big Potato Podcast on Spotify and YouTube. Now, you guys, we're not wasting time tonight, because tonight we have a very special guest online. He's a business owner, a founder, a CEO, and we're jumping inside a different industry tonight. She is all about fashion retail. We're talking about Fitz by Britz. And it's my pleasure to welcome Brittnie Streeks to our podcast tonight, the Big Potato Podcast. Welcome in, Brittnie.
Hi, good night. People don't really call me Brittnie Streeks, so that's some kind of hi.
Well, is Brittnie fine?
Yeah, Brittnie's fine, or Britz.
Or Britz.
Yeah.
Perfect. I love it. So welcome in, Britz. I don't want to get too deep into your profile and so on right now, because you're going to get to that in a few. Mm-hmm. But as usual, we are going to kick off our show with a segment called What Caught Our Eye. Okay. And this week, I'm going to allow Stuart to go first and let us know exactly what caught his eye this week.
Well, what caught my eye this week was the McKinsey & Company, their State of Fashion 2024 report. When I looked at it, it was apparent that fashion was a metaphor for many things. It was a metaphor for consumer confidence. It was a metaphor for economic performance of countries. It was a lot of startling information there that it had me, as the saying goes, feeling like a goat on AstroTurf. I was very confused. But what some of the stats that stuck out, right? The heading of the executive summary was riding out the storm. Fashion leaders anticipate further challenges in 2024. Now, the expectations for 2024 75% of the C-suite individuals in the fashion industry, they anticipate same or worse conditions than 2023. 69% plan to increase their prices, with 25% expected to increase prices by more than 5%. So things aren't that hunky-dory in the fashion industry, just as it is in many industries. Industries are struggling. So when I said earlier that it also spoke to consumer confidence, some of the information highlighted in the report stated Europe plans to reduce apparel spend by 29%. USA plans to reduce apparel spend by 25%. China plans to increase, not reduce, increase apparel spend by 7%. So that there indicates to me that the Western nations, the economy is not as strong as they used to be. Consumer confidence isn't as high as it used to be. But China, not looking the same way. Additionally, people in China plan to travel out more for their business, 50% more than 2023. For personal, 25% more. And that was for domestic travel. International travel, 34% more for business and 39% more for personal. So, as I said, it was a metaphor for many different things. And it indicates to me that despite what is peddled to us, it seems as though winter has come for certain economies. And it is springtime in others. So I just want to get your thoughts on that.
I don't really think too much or read too much when it comes to like things like that. You understand? I probably wrong, but it's just not my thing. Like if I see something, like if something is affecting, I know something is going to affect my business, like we say like the pandemic, I'll probably read up on it.
How have you seen the consumer confidence? How have you seen the economy affect your sales? Would you say we are part of the declining or the rising side?
I feel like for businesses in my field, it is rising. Like at this point in time, I mean, it has its pros and its cons. Sometimes sales might be a little low, but it's just because of the season. But then sometimes if the season is nothing not really going on at the moment, and then the sales high. So it's like sometimes it's like a give and take. When it comes to my business, it's basically a give and take. Because sometimes it's like sales is be extremely high, like let me say Easter, Carnival, Christmas, summer, that kind of thing. Probably like all March, April sales might be low, but then sometimes March, April sales high.
Right.
You understand? So
Okay,
for me,
that's good.
Give and take.
It's good that you believe we're improving. The economy is moving forward in the right direction. So that is a good sign.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, that's fantastic. I mean, I would like to benefit from that good side of the economy as well. So I look forward to it. But to what you said, Stuart, I mean, most times in thriving economies, you see the curve really look like, especially for things like high fashion.
Mm-hmm.
You would notice that, all right, this industry is doing pretty well because the economy is doing pretty well. And conversely, obviously, in economies, as you mentioned there, that are not doing too well, you see the high fashion stats. People are watching what they spend their money on, a little wiser, a little keener, maybe tightening up a bit. Rather than buying certain brands, they may look to buy something else. And that is something that I think that all entrepreneurs need to look at, including what Brittnie said as well, in terms of the seasonality, which we'll talk a lot more about later on. But I think it's a good point to swing to what caught my eye this week as well, because it's in line with what you said about the trends and about how we're looking internationally, globally, and even right here in Trinidad. And it's about fast fashion. All right, so this was from investopedia.com, the article. Of course, you guys, as usual, could check it out. We'll post it as well. It's entitled Fast Fashion, How It Impacts Retail Manufacturing. All right, now, for those of y'all who may be wondering, what is fast fashion? We're talking here low-priced, stylish clothing that moves quickly from design to retail stores to meet a trend. All right, new collections are presented continuously versus the traditional labels who would usually release things on a more seasonal basis for winter or maybe spring collections. But fast fashion collections are based on styles that are presented at runway shows or by celebrities. You see them wearing it, actors, rappers, you name it. Now, the fast fashion projection for 2025 is almost $40 billion US. And some of these brands that are really pumping in this industry, you guys know it already. Gap, Fashion Nova, Forever 21, Shein, Temu. All right. You have so many fast fashion brands. And we know them as well because they all around us is fast fashion, right? Consumers could purchase a new look at a low price that gives instant gratification. As I said for Zara, in 4 weeks, Zara could get new pieces out on racks. And you hear the plural in that statement, right? Pieces and racks. Think about yourself going probably straight to the tailor or even your seamstress to make a nice suit or a nice shirt or something. How long might that take? And that's just for one piece, right? So furthermore, these companies are able to manipulate and manage and control their supply chain so well that they could eke out all the value as fast as possible to get that onto the shelf for consumers to buy it. That's why it's called fast fashion as well, right? Now, what as an entrepreneur can you benefit from based on those trends, based on the size of the industry, based on the brands we talked about, based on the gratification for the consumers that we talked about? There are so many ways that entrepreneurs could get involved. Likewise, do you really even need to be a designer in order to benefit? You could be in a totally different industry and enter this industry and be able to capitalize on some of these opportunities. For example, one of the trends going right now is the virtual fitting rooms, where you could basically try on something without even stepping into a store. They're using AI and everything now. There are even AI stylists that could help you match a look or a fit. And then you could go out there and get this. So how could you become involved in the fast fashion or even the general fashion industry, even if you're not a designer? Our friend Britz here, she has done it wonderfully. She's grown her brand and become involved in this industry by capitalizing on the trends. People always want a new look. People want to be in fashion. Maybe you might be on the supply side of things. All these companies that want to deliver fast fashion, what do they do? What do they need? Maybe we need to look at what we can offer, what value we can add. And I think that the answers lie there. So my friends, remember my favorite word.
Opportunity.
Find it in the fashion industry as well. What was your thoughts?
Well, listening to you just now, a couple things came to my mind. One would be the intellectual property concern. So you're a big designer, you host your big fashion show, whether it's spring or fall fashion show. Someone's in the back taking photos. And then all of a sudden, 4 weeks later, as you said, racks and racks of your design under a different label on the shelves. So there's one concern. Another concern was my preference for slow fashion, which is the opposite. Long-lasting clothes, using recycled materials. And my guy, you might see me walking on the road in a t-shirt that I have 5-6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Because you asked about how long it will take for the tailor to create your suit. But the length of time also going into the suit will be reflected in the length of time the suit will last.
We hope so.
Well, I hope you're going to a good tailor. But generally, those are some of the things that popped into my mind. The slow fashion option, the IP consideration, and the quality. Because the fast fashion is a lot of environmental concerns, a lot of microplastics, a lot of throwaway culture.
Mm-hmm.
You buy something, you buy it for one party, and then
You
you
wear it
throw it
once.
away. And you wear it once, you throw it away. So, a lot of concerns with the fast fashion. And that fast fashion industry, even though the customers benefit from access to cheap, quick, high fashion looking items, the profits really go to the investors and the manufacturers and that side of the equation. The customers get a slight benefit, but the majority of the benefits go to others. So for the customers, they benefit more from the slow fashion. But let me not say too much on that. We're still in the what caught our eye.
Right. But, I think it all depends on what you look at. And that's why I would let Brittnie jump in, because, Britz, I'm sure there are people who would prefer the fast fashion because they want to be in the trend. They want to wear what they're seeing on the internet, on TV, and social media.
I feel like whatever is trending is what people want. You understand? But you have some people that do not like what is trending.
Mm.
You understand? So they because right now trending is skimpy, short, that kind of thing. Then have some people who prefer like nice long flowing dress, vacation clothes, and that
Right.
kind. When it comes to my business, sometimes I really be confused. But yes, I be really confused as to what people want. Because one day they will come and say, this going now, how come you don't have this? Da, 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 da. Next week when I bring it, nobody don't want it. So it just there. So now I have to try to push it out or repost it so that somebody else could see it. It could catch somebody else's eye so that it wouldn't stay on my hand. But then when it gone, everybody asking for it. So when it comes to my business, that's a real, real tricky thing. And I am still learning what customers want. Because when it comes to Trinidadians, they're really, really confused. Like they're really, really confused. So I am still learning as to what they want, if they want what is trending, if they want what is out of style. Because some people will go down on my page from 2016 to ask if an item is available.
Wow.
And that is like long, very far.
Yeah.
The fact that you still want a style from 2016, when I thinking, okay, everybody up to speed, everybody up to mark, everybody know what they want. This is what trending right now. This is what I want to see. You're still looking at something 2016, and I am sitting here confused as to how come you even reach quite down at the bottom of the page to find what was trending quite in 2016, and it's still caught your eye that you want to wait now. So when it comes to fast fashion and those kind of things, I am still in the learning process where customers are concerned.
And I'm happy you said that, because it's so important for us to understand our customers. They always tell us that in business as entrepreneurs. They say, hey, you have to understand your customer. You have to know them. You have to know their journey. You have to walk their walk. But it's so difficult, and it's coming here from a business owner and entrepreneur herself in the industry, doing it every single day, watching the trends, looking at our customers, watching their journey and trying to map it. And yet they still back in 2016.
Yeah.
Does this have anything you think to do with just us being in Trinidad and not closer to the fashion capitals?
I wouldn't say that, because we have Instagram, TikTok, and all these apps. They will obviously see what is trending. They will watch these social media hot girls, like who live abroad, like in the US. They will watch the kind of clothes they're wearing, and they will compare it to stores in Trinidad.
Right.
You understand? But then if you bring that same item, let's say our customer come and say, Brittnie, you see this purple dress? I really like this purple dress. I see X, Y, and Z celebrity wearing it, and I want it.
Mm-hmm.
But you alone are watching that purple dress. So I will say, all right, let me bring 2, let me bring 3 to try it. But then when I bring 2 or 3, you don't want to see somebody else in it. You understand? But then you will see the same celebrity in a petty on shade room with 2 other celebrities wearing the same dress. Might be the same event, mightn't be the same event. And you don't have a problem with that, but you don't want anybody else in Trinidad to be seen with the dress that you have on.
It's like, who wore it better, right?
And for me, it's not even, for me, as an entrepreneur, it's not a big of a deal for me.
Not a big deal.
You understand? Like literally, from I always tell my customers, do not fuss over clothes.
Mm.
Like, it is very, people, let's make it a big deal. Just because maybe I am not a real kind of dressy person, but I be like, do not fuss over clothes. If this is what's trending and you don't feel like this is your style, this fit your body type, it's okay to look at something else. You don't have to always go with what is trending, but you still don't have to go and watch something that from 2016 and ask if this is available. Because I feel like sometimes if a customer sees something from 2016 and message me, I find, for me personally, I feel insulted.
You have nothing you currently have that they like.
Like, if I have something from 2016, I will put it on sale until it leaves the store.
Mm-hmm.
And I am not going into 2017 with that same item. I will give it away.
Yeah. It's dead weight.
Yeah, so when it comes to like fast fashion and that kind of thing, as I say, I am still in the learning process. As to every day I feel like I am learning customers differently.
Yeah.
You understand? So I am still in the learning process as to what people want at this time, what they're looking for. And then too, it's the season. Like here. So like, let me say Easter season, people want more crochet outfits, more kind of see-through kind of stuff.
Right.
But that's not the seasonal way. So then there's still people who want that season, that kind of lettuce kind of thing, kind of vibe. So it's like a real give and take. So as I say, I'm still in the learning process when it comes to my business.
Fantastic. And as an entrepreneur, let me tell you, you never stop learning.
No, I don't feel like I ever stop learning. Like every time a customer walk in the store, like I feel like I am starting my business all over again.
Mm-hmm.
Single time a customer walk in the store, like you have to do the same thing over and over and over. And I don't have a problem doing it. I don't have a problem learning. But it's a constant. You have to be. It's not that easy being an entrepreneur when it comes to like fashion. Like when you have a store, even if it's an online store or a physical store, like it literally is not easy.
Yeah.
Every day is a constant learning process. Every day, I wouldn't even say it's a battle because like I enjoy doing it. Like I don't ever complain. Unless like my foot can't go no more. But I feel like every day is a learning process. And I feel like I enjoy working under pressure. You understand? So I feel like a customer will always test me when it comes to like, you having this particular style that's going right now, but we still want this, and we seeing these people wearing this, and we need to get this. So I have to bring a little bit of everything. But then when it's sell out, they say, but you only bring in one thing, you only bring in this, bring it again. And then sometimes, it has sometimes that I bring the same items in 8 to 10 pieces every single time, and it will sell out. Sometimes they don't even reach my site, my Instagram page, and it's completely sold out. But people will feel like I am not bringing that items. But it's just that sometimes I might take a little picture, post it on WhatsApp, and by the time I post it on WhatsApp or post it in my stories, it is gone.
Yeah, pre-orders one time.
You understand? So, as I say, when it comes to my business, it is a learning process, and I am always willing to learn.
Perfectly said. And that's how we'll wrap up this first segment. What caught our eye brought to you by IBOMAQ. Whether you're seeking guidance or solutions for your business, we're here to help. Contact us via IBOMAQ868@gmail.com. That's IBOMAQ868@gmail.com. And let's discuss how we can collaborate for your success. All right, guys, and we're back on the Big Potato Podcast. Yours truly, Kendall. I'm here. My guest, Brittnie Fitz by Britz. Britz, she's online and she's already delivering some great insights for us tonight. And my co-host Stuart is in the house as well. So Britz, tell us a little bit about how you got started in this business. How did you become an entrepreneur? How did you decide to become an entrepreneur? What was the turning point in your life? And how did you end up in this particular industry of fashion retail?
Okay, for me, I am the owner of, my name is Brittnie. I am the owner of Fitz by Britz and Faces by Fitz. I started selling clothes probably like the age of 18. What happened is it had this site, like I can't remember the site was. They used to sell like Coogee and Darion. I can't remember. It was Dr. J's. That was the name of the.
Yeah.
So plenty people used to order from the site, but not plenty people in Trinidad, right? So I'd order some stuff for myself because I always like counting money, my own money. You know, being like that kind of boss, kind of handling my own thing. And order some stuff to sell and that kind of thing. And some of the stuff didn't fit. So my mom was like, I don't just sell it over. I was like, sell it over? Like, how I would sell it over? She said, yeah, it's not fitting. Put it up for sale and sell it over. All right, I put it up for sale. I don't think it had Instagram that time. That was probably, I was like 18. So I put it up on Facebook to see if I could get it sale. To see if I could get it sell, sorry. And people was like real messaging, like, what size, this, that, that. And I was like, wait, I only have one in each item. So there's like, you're selling clothes now. I say, no, I'm not selling clothes. Like, I literally buy these clothes. I'm not even looking for a profit. You understand? I'm not even looking for a profit. I just want to sell it back quick so I can purchase the correct size that I really need for myself. And that's where it started. My mom said, you should bring some clothes to sell and this and that. I will carry it on work and see if somebody will buy it. And I say, Mommy, just so I bring clothes to sell. Like, I'm not that kind of person. Like, I too shy to go wrong to say I selling clothes. Like, even though I am a people person, I am very loud and that's just my personality. I am extremely shy. I get nervous very quickly. Like, before this podcast started, my hands are sweating. Like, I am very, very, very nervous. You understand?
Chill out, man.
When I get in a room, I can be myself and I can be comfortable. So I say, sell people clothes, girl. You feel like people will buy from me. She said, girl, everybody know you. Somebody must want something. And I say, you know what? And those days it had VTM card. From knowing a few people, I got through a VTM card. And I say, you know what? I'll buy a little bit of items and see if I can sell it back. And everything was going good. So then I started to say, I would start to pre-order stuff. With pre-ordering stuff now, it's a real give and take. So you have to pay down on the item. Some people don't have the money to pay down right now, but they really want the item. And me being my also kind, genuine self, I will say, you know what? I will order the item for you. When it comes, you will collect it. Some people don't collect it. So now I am left with the item on my hand. Right. So now I put it on Facebook to try to get it sold. And I say, you know what? Let me make this a business. So let me start to look on different sites, search through different sites where I know they will ship to the Miami Skybox and I bring it into Trinidad and that kind of thing. So I start to say, you know what, I can really make this a business. Okay, fine. I was going at the name as Brittnie Streeks. That's what I was known at. So most people who know me, like if they call me Brittnie Streeks, they know that they come from Facebook. Those are foundation people.
Day ones.
Yeah, Katrina is my middle name. So I was going at Brittnie Streeks. And then I say, I can't remember how I get the name Fitz by Britz. I can't remember if somebody gave it to me or I thought about it, but I just say Fitz. Like you're wearing your Fitz, there's your outfit. So it's Fitz by Britz, I am Brittnie. And it just ended up Fitz by Britz. So I started ordering clothes, and then some people wasn't bringing any money on time. So I had to pawn my jewelry in order to purchase the clothes to bring it in for people that pre-order. And then some people wouldn't take the item, like it was a literally a struggle. Like I was enjoying it, but then it was literally a struggle. So I have these boxes of clothes in my car, and I just driving around, and then I say, you know what, this not really making no sense to me. And then I was talking to my mom, and she say, when it comes to business, you have to be consistent.
Ah, boy.
If you don't be consistent, then people will see your consistency. So if you post today and you feel like, okay, I post today, let me just wait and see if somebody will buy, maybe not. Like if you have that kind of, like if that is your vibe, then trust me, you're not really going and reach anywhere far.
Right.
And I say, you know what? Then it had some events coming up, and some people was asking, like, you have this, like you have an all white for this event, and I say, like, no, I don't have any all white. Like, this is what people order. So I didn't cater for any all white or anything. Boom, I say, you know what? I should bring in some extra stuff. And then I just end up packing up my mom's living room with a whole lot of clothes, and she was like, you need to open a store. I said, store? Like, how I going to pay that rent? Like, how I going to... I used to struggle sometimes to order goods. I had to pour I had to do this, I had to do that. I say, you know what? I'm going to save my money. I'm going to order goods and open a store. And in 2014, I was living in Cocorita at the time. Right after the primary school, they had a little small little room, very, very small. And I got my godfather to build up some cupboards and things for me, and I start a store. The roof was a mess. Like I literally had to buy the 400 clear curtains to let somebody cover the roof so people wouldn't see how a mess the roof was. You understand? And my journey started from there, and I find, and you know what I'm grateful for? The fact that quote unquote Cocorita is considered as a hotspot, right? And people really didn't care if Cocorita was a hotspot, they were still coming. I've been there for 6 years, and in 6 years, none of my customers have ever got robbed. Probably never heard a gunshot. They've never been in a situation where they had to be uncomfortable, and I'm very grateful for that. You understand? Yeah. But I just find like, I feel like I grow this place, but then I don't want to really move anywhere because that time I was paying $1,000 a month. That was the rent. So,
not bad at all.
If it's not bad, you understand? So I say, you know what? I need to make my customers comfortable. So I say, I'll put up some burglar proof. I will do over the ties. I'll save more money. I am a person really love to save. If I have to spend $1 today, before I spend $1, I have to find a way to make $5 so that $1 I spend would not hurt me. Yeah, and that's just how I just think. So I say, you know what? I'll buy some tiles, I'll paint over, I'll put some shelf, I'll get a glass. Let me put in a little AC, because them time I using one fan. And if I tell you it's in a little hallway, in a little room, you know how hard the place is. So customers are in trying. You understand? And they don't have a problem with it. I say, well, you know what? I'll put in a little AC, I'll make customers feel comfortable, you know? Let them feel like they're in some fancy store in Westmall or something now. Put in some lights and have everything looking bright and nice, get some little mannequins, you know? And my customers was like, when the first time they came, they was blown away. Like, you have this little store in Cocorita looking so nice and fancy. And I feel really good about that. You understand? Yeah. I stayed there for 6 years. And then I decided, you know what? I need to be bigger and better. Like, I need more people to see me. I need to be more recognized. My business needs to be known.
Right.
And I decided to move to a rent that is mind blowing. Like way past that 1,000. Nothing I could imagine. But it was the perfect place. You understand? Like I literally wasn't looking for a place. I just say, you know what? I could move sometime, and I was passing through St. James sometime, and I saw a for rent sign. Right opposite, you know where Ritzy was, is in St. James on the main road.
Yeah.
Kind of opposite the hospital. It had a Irie Bites there. There
Right.
back. I saw the sign, and I say, Mommy, I think I want to move. And I tell my girlfriend, I say, I feel like I'm ready. Like she said, you feel like you're willing and able. I say, yes, I could do it. And I opened my first storefront 2020 right before the pandemic.
Right before the pandemic.
Congratulations.
You hear what I'm saying? Right before the pandemic.
Right
So
before
I
the
opened
pandemic.
I opened my store in January. If I'm not mistaken, yes, I opened in January. And that's right before the pandemic. So that's in the mix of carnival. So think about me moving from Cockroach to come to St. James to open a store. Carnival.
Storefront.
And when I tell you the devil, but he is very busy. When I opened the store the day, everything fancy, nice. I would say I jump out my money. Make sure the place is good and comfortable. People feel comfortable. When I open the store, the Friday, while customers is in the store, it have the storefront and then it have the back. So the
Right.
back is like a kind of storeroom kind of thing. But by the grace of God, we are not ever able to store goods because things are sold out quickly. So it's just like a kind of area, and then I have my makeup section in the back.
Okay.
So in the back now, there's a pipe that is running from my landlord, which is the food place, into my business in the back. While customers in the store, and the store is completely full during carnival time that Friday, something hit the pipe and it flooded the whole place.
Wow. What an introduction.
When I tell you flooded the whole place, so the pipe is onto some gypsum, right? And it have a little walkway and the water is spraying like a fire hydrant. And we cannot find the stopcock.
Wow.
O'clock in the night. And my place is flooding out. I am literally crying. My eyes are red. I feel like nothing could ever go worse. And none of the customers never knew that the place flooded out.
Wow.
When I say flood, I mean like water flooding, literally flooding. But it's
Up to your shins.
back kind of on a slant, so the water not really going to the front. So we had to stake something now and cover the door so that the water wouldn't go outside. And I am crying. I call my dad, I call everybody to just try and get this pipe to close.
Off.
And when we finally put a stopcock on the pipe, it just burst open again.
Wow.
So now I am in shambles. Literally in shambles. And my mother say, Kia, take a deep breath. The devil is a liar. I just relaxed myself. We found the stopcock. Everything was good. We had to throw away some of the mats, but that wasn't a problem. And the whole night ended up good. Like I closed probably like about 11 o'clock the night.
You still bounce back.
Yeah, I still bounce back. And then everything just started to go uphill from there. Until boom, carnival came and finished and the pandemic hit. So I am like, how am I going to pay this high rent in a pandemic? I say, you know what, Brittnie? You could do it. Like you literally could do it. Like you come this far, it's have nothing that could break you right now. You understand? You know how to pray. You know how to handle this. Okay, they said close down. We have to shut down everything. I say, you know what? People who are working, they need jeans to go to work. Like everybody not really wearing work clothes. Some jeans. And I am telling you, I am driving from St. James to San Fernando to Talparo to Valencia to Grande to Debe, like far points. When I tell you far points, through the bush, round the bush, Guagari, everywhere I am driving, dropping off jeans, and my rent was half, and half is
Wow.
a little bit. Like my landlord still had to eat, so I still have to pay her half,
Right.
even though I was not functioning by the store. You understand? So I have these boxes of jeans in my little small car, and I am driving around the whole of Trinidad dropping off jeans. I am selling jeans to Tobago. Every point at Trinidad and Tobago, I have sold jeans for the pandemic, and by the grace of God, again, I was able to survive during the pandemic.
Because you saw an opportunity to pivot and capitalize on something that
Very much.
you really was able to help yourself, you could say, through the tough time.
Yeah. And the pandemic, like I wasn't like thank God I wasn't struggling during the pandemic. You understand? And because of the pandemic, I learned to know that sun wouldn't always shine, but when rain fall, don't ever be ungrateful.
But Stuart,
Wise words.
was that quote you talk about the sun and entrepreneurs usually?
Well, that is it. Some people believe the sun will rise in the east and set in the west, but entrepreneurs tend to believe it will rise in the east of them and set in the west of them, and that they have a strong locus of control where they could actually make an impact on their life. And that's what entrepreneurs do. And I love what you're saying. There's so many things you said there. It says a lot about your entrepreneurship and your entrepreneurial spirit, So for instance, just the pawning of your jewelry to pay for your inventory. So you take risks. You find opportunities. It even tested your faith. But you stuck through it. You showed tenacity. And as you said, you're still around. You went from strength to strength. And something I loved what you said. And you didn't just say it once. You keep saying it over and over and over. Making sure the customer feels comfortable.
I'm telling you.
Yes. Very customer centric. And these are important things for any entrepreneur. That's how you will learn your customer likes. And that's how you'll be able to reduce your risk when you're bringing down your product range. You will know better what they want, what they're searching for. Because of that ability to communicate and connect and want to connect with them. That is a asset. So I love a lot of things they said there. And even the location, briefly, is a cliche statement, but location is everything. So you have to pay the higher rent because you're expecting higher foot traffic. You're expecting more walk-in traffic. So you're expecting more revenue. So the spot itself will be more valuable. So you're making a lot of wise entrepreneurial decisions, and I love it.
Yeah, so that's basically my journey, and we're here now, and we have no pandemic, and business is good, thank God. But it wasn't easy, but the journey was very much worth it, because I remember sometimes let's say I would bring goods every Tuesday to post on a Friday so that I could get the traffic on a Friday. Because people would tend to run away, people would come by the store. And I remember a time I brought goods and not one customer. Not one customer. And my dad dropped me to the store that day, and I was literally crying.
Wow.
People who are custom coming, where you get this Friday, where you have this Friday again, anything new? Not a customer. And because of my mom and my dad, they said, you know what? The sun would never always shine. Like rain must come. And that grew on me. And I just stick with it. I say, you know what? Today's just probably not my day. Tomorrow I'll
Yeah.
just go harder. Like I'll need to find a way to go harder. Today's just probably not my day, and that is okay.
You mentioned something briefly, and you also talked about it a little bit before, and I want us to talk about that a little bit more in terms of your process, the behind the scenes, the Fitz by Britz, because as you say, you're doing well now, 2024, store's doing well, thank God for that. But behind the scenes, aside from the challenges, your day-to-day process is not just come in and turn a key, open a store, or post something on social media and get customers to come in. I'm sure there's ordering, there's choice, selection. You have to talk to your customers. I mean, you have to manage a whole supply chain.
Mm-hmm.
So walk us through that a little bit in terms of your perspective, in terms of what you have to do in order to kind of manage and tighten up that, because you also have to be first to market, I'm sure, to beat the competition.
Mm-hmm. So behind my scenes, one word to describe it is crazy. Listen, very, very crazy. Like if you see my office desk right now, it have bills, it have everything you can think about on my office desk. And behind my scenes is very crazy. So when it comes to my business, Fitz by Britz, I am the only person that orders stuff. So I look at what is trending, what people are looking for. I listen to my customers from time to time, like what they expect of me. But because the place have been so busy, I really haven't gotten chance to, interact with them to find out, what you all want to see more of, what you all want, what you all need. Like I try to take notes, but because my Instagram is always busy, like I always have messages on my Instagram, it's kind of hard for me to interact with them to find out what they always want. So I would just go on Instagram, follow certain foreign pages that I know people interested and I know that people looking at, and kind of not really copy, but kind of mimic a little bit, like what's the style, what trending, that kind of thing. And I will go on different sites, or my girlfriend will travel for me and she will buy the stuff and bring it down. Right. So when we buy the stuff and bring it down now, I used to ship with a specific shipping company, and I find like I am not getting the goods as fast as I would like to. So let's say sometimes I would say this holiday coming up, I'll order goods. I always feel like I have time, and I'm very bad with time. Anybody who know me knows that I am extremely bad when it comes to time. Even if I have to make money, get money, anything, it don't matter. Funeral, anything, I am extremely bad with time. So I always feel like I have time, but I don't. Right? So sometimes I might order goods a little late, and then when it don't come in time, I'm really upset with the shipping company. So I say, you know what? I need to change the shipping company. So I end up changing the shipping company, and goods are coming in more faster. So when goods come in now, I have to price it.
Right.
I have what price I am looking at, because the US, obviously we know US had to get, so now I have to apply for another credit card or increasing my goods, because I increasing the money I have
Limit.
on my credit card so that I could bring in more stuff, because stuff is selling faster than I could bring in.
Right.
So sometimes before we used to have like real empty racks. Like as fast as the goods come, it goes. You understand? And people say, well, you only bring in one item, or you bring in two items, or you think so now so fast. Like I literally do not know. If I bring in 40 to 80 pieces, like it is gone.
Right.
As quick as. So I started bringing more stuff. And then the more stuff I bring in is the more stuff going out. Like the more sales.
Yeah.
So now I have to price all goods now. When I price all goods, I have to enter it into the system.
Right.
When I enter into the system now, I have to make sure, all right, it have small, medium, large in this. So now I have to take content. I have a worker. She works in the store. She manages the Instagram page from time to time. But as I say, because the messages are so busy, sometimes it's me and her messaging customers, replying to customers, that kind of thing. So now I have to take content to post on the page. But while I'm taking content, I will probably post a little boomerang on my stories and then somebody message, and then I forget about shooting content, and now I go into messages. So now I think, and I have time to shoot content, and it's late. So now I have to shoot content another day. But then I still have messages. But when I come home, I still have to order goods.
And go through the whole cycle again.
So and then I have to go to for 7:30.
Mm.
Then to my store for 10. Between that, message customers, and then I do my own deliveries. And the reason why is, I feel like for me, getting out work, I was very hard, but I really prayed on it, and thank God I have the best, literally the best worker. Like, she's very hard, she's very honest, and she's very reliable.
Employer of the year.
She literally is the employer of the year.
Yeah.
She gets treated like the employer of the year. You understand? And she don't want nobody else working with her. Like, it can have 15 people in the store, and she is dealing with 15 people.
Yeah.
Literally dealing with 15 people, cashing at the same time, making sure people have the size, making sure everybody have a smile on the face, the comfortable, they're leaving with a bag in the hand, and the comfortable with the item. She is literally the employer of the year.
Congrats to her.
For sure. But when it comes to like doing deliveries, I do deliveries myself, because if you have a courier, the courier is not really responsible for the person taking the item. You understand? It might sound bad, even though if I leave to go and do deliveries 10 in the morning, I could literally come back 10 in the night.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So I feel like a courier is not really responsible for a customer taking the item. Like, they are to just drop off the item, collect the money, go to the next spot. They're not responsible for saying, yeah, that small will fit here, or that medium will fit here, that color will look good on you. You know, that kind of way. So I feel like I like to interact with my customers.
Mm-hmm. There we go again, the customer concern.
You understand? Like, I feel like, and I would say, like, you know, I could probably bring a small and a medium for you. When I have to pay a courier to drop off an item, the item in fit, I have to pay that courier to go back and deliver that item. And then the customer don't want to pay
the additional
delivery. Like, some people don't have the understanding to know that, you know, well, the item didn't fit, and the courier have to come back, so you have to pay another delivery. Some people not that understanding. So for me, it's like, okay, I am doing a delivery in Chaguanas today. The customer say it doesn't fit. Here what? I have deliveries in Chaguanas on Saturday. If there's anything, while I'm on my way, I can deliver it. Okay, cool, no problem. And they do have a problem with that. You understand? So I am a person who like to interact with my customers, especially on delivery, because for some reason, people have online stores, local stores, they have them down real bad. You understand? Like, they have some stores probably left a bad taste in their mouth. So they feel like every single online store, local store is the same exact thing. So people are very skeptical of certain things. I just go in any area.
Right.
You understand? Like I literally go in. I mean, like, on top Mount Tololo, on the flat, anywhere I will go.
You're getting there.
If my vibe telling me, hold back a little bit, I am going to hold back. You have to meet me by the police station.
Right. Okay. Makes sense.
You understand? Yeah. But for me, my life is just go, busy.
Well, clearly we could hear that.
And what I like as well is that every episode we bring on an entrepreneur, they tend to reinforce what we said in episode 1. Entrepreneurs must wear multiple hats, at least at the beginning. You have to be able to stretch yourself and satisfy your customer no matter what. So there was something you said briefly. Let me just jump back on that for the listeners. You know, you said your mother told you that it must rain sometimes, but you need rain for the plants to grow.
Mm-hmm.
And for instance, I saw something on social media just today about milk. When milk goes bad, it turns to yogurt, which is more valuable than milk. And when the yogurt goes even worse or gets bad itself, it turns to cheese, which is even more valuable than the yogurt and the milk. The same thing with grapes. When a grape goes bad, it could turn to wine, which is more valuable. And the point of the post was that bad experiences and being able to bounce back makes us more valuable. So yes, it must rain, but your ability to bounce back is what will make you be able to succeed and be a great entrepreneur. Now, there's one question I want to ask, based on what you were saying just now about the foreign exchange. You said you had to get an additional credit card. If you could speak to the challenges in terms, because you actually do a lot of importing, and that is all US transactions. So how has the reduction in the limits and the, let's say, the difficulties in accessing the Forex affected the business? How have you seen that over these last 5 years? And in addition to the credit card, what other techniques have you used to be able to access those funds and put through those transactions?
Okay. For me, all right, so I had one credit card. And the one credit card limit was like 5,000 US. And because of business growing, it wasn't enough. So I applied for another credit card. Because business was successful, I was able to get the other credit card. And then that credit card wasn't enough. So now I have to call my sister and say, girl, I have the cash, I could pay it on the credit card to order some goods because I need it to come in. So I will probably call my sister, my friends, family to put the money on their credit card to literally, like I will literally ask that favor. And then I say, you know what? I need to get another credit card. So I applied for another credit card. And because I have like good relationships with some of my customers who work in the bank and have good positions, I was able to access other credit cards. But it is very hard when it comes to having a credit card, getting the foreign exchange, because now you have to pay 7.5, you have to pay 8, and then when you price your goods now, people find like it's too expensive, but they're not studying that it is extremely hard to get foreign exchange.
Right.
So to look for other avenues. So some of the suppliers I use, I could do like a wire transfer. So now I have to open a US account. And it is not very hard, but it's not very easy to open a US account and buy the US from the bank for them to send it to via wire transfer. You understand? That is probably the most easiest way. But then some of these sites do not accept wire transfer. You have to have a credit card. You understand? More like suppliers, like certain places like Miami, LA, and that kind of thing. Because I will buy wholesale from them, they will be able to accept wire transfer. And then when you're doing a wire transfer now, the information have to be like one, you can miss out one letter, one full stop, one, and the whole transaction could go bad. You understand? And the supplier feel like you're playing games and they sell it to somebody else. Not knowing it's just a little minor error. You understand? So when it comes to like people who starting up a business, I would say start small. You understand? Don't try to rush to bring in a set of goods. Like start small, build yourself, try to get a credit card or ask somebody if you know somebody around willing have a credit card, PayPal, all those kind of avenues you could use in order to get your goods. Because trying to order goods and then your credit card have a limit too. So don't feel like you can order 10,000 in goods and your limit is 5,000. You understand? And then when you use the 5,000, you have 5,000 between the 21st to the 22nd, month to month. So if you use up the 5,000 on the 5th day, you have to wait until the 21st in order for your card, for
next
you to
cycle,
the money, get back more money. You understand? So it is a struggle, but for me, I try to find ways and means so it wouldn't be a struggle. Else, I just probably just wait for my cycle to start back and order goods. basically.
Yeah, I appreciate you speaking to that because it's something that a lot of the younger persons mightn't consider. They might want to open a store. They might see all these nice things on the internet that they want to bring in. But then there's a reality of paying for it, So that's some great advice there.
Yep, and I think it also opens another conversation that we have to have on this podcast. Opportunity for entrepreneurs, local entrepreneurs in Trinidad and Tobago to do business with foreign partners. And we're talking entrepreneurs here, not the big conglomerates and big companies who have seemingly unlimited access to US. But we leave that there for now. We take a short break. On-the-go TT, expanding convenience. Virtual shopping mall available on iOS and Android. Download and shop for electronics, books, hardware items, and much more. Welcome back, you guys, to the Big Potato Podcast. Boy, we're having a good discussion tonight. Such an excellent discussion. With Fitz by Britz. I'm telling you guys, Britz is bringing it tonight, sharing a lot of insight into her own journey, but also a lot of information for you guys who may just be starting off or you're thinking about getting started in fashion retail or retail in general. This is a lot of great information here tonight. Now, Britz, this is our last segment, so we'll be wrapping up soon. But I wanted to find out because I heard you mention a couple times, Instagram. So we're talking social media, we're talking marketing, we're talking building your brand. And a lot of people would say, all right, you're in business, you need to be on this platform or that platform or the other platform. I'm not naming any of them. But you mentioned Instagram quite a lot tonight. So it seems as though Instagram is your choice of platform for your business. So tell us a bit more about that and why Instagram versus a lot of the other social media platforms. Of course, you have so many.
Okay, for me, I feel like more people are tuning into Instagram. Like when it comes to the fashion industry in Trinidad and Tobago, when it comes to buying clothes, purchasing clothes, that kind of thing in Trinidad and Tobago, I feel like they will look more on Instagram. Now, I tried the TikTok thing and it's very time consuming for me. You understand? It's very time consuming for me, and I feel like that's just not my thing. Like, I could just laugh on TikTok and come off. You understand? Like, that's literally for entertainment. You understand? But when it comes to business, I feel like my audience, my majority of my customers, my clients, come to my Instagram page to see what I have to offer. Every day. Brit's getting goods this week. Brit's posting one time. I see you post something. I seen something in the background. What is going on? So I feel like I interact more with my customers on Instagram. So I just feel like Instagram is my playground for my business.
And rightfully so. Looking at your profile, we see in 53, almost 54,000 followers. So that's incredible, and congratulations. So many people talk about being influencers and so on and having big followings and so on. Almost 54,000 people. So people, go check out Fitz by Britz. She's almost at 54,000. Let's get her there. Good.
You see, followers will it will make you feel really less of a person. No, serious. Like
5% will actually support you.
When it comes to followers, right? People just watch it as a big deal. I just watch it as a big deal. So I used to be like, how come this person has all his followers and I am struggling? I am struggling to reach 10,000. I'm struggling to reach 20,000. And these people are going skyrocket. Like their followers are touching the roof, and I am just here struggling. But then I say, you're struggling for followers, but you literally have no goods in your store.
Right.
So what are you really like? Like I am telling you, up to this day, the 1st of May 2024, followers it is really getting me. Like literally really getting me. But then I said, like, Gail, your goods are sellouts in a week time. You have nothing to worry about. So don't say them followers on them. Because people watching and they're not following. People coming and buy, and that's the good thing about having a storefront. Not every customer that pass and see my store in St. James on the main road is on Instagram.
Right.
Not every person will know I even have an Instagram page.
True.
You understand? So that is the benefits of having a storefront. But still is what I'm little followers too. Because
Of course.
it is how your page looking good. Like, okay, it's supposed 60, 70, 80, 90, 100,000 followers. Yeah, that business pumping. You know, people like to see those kind of things. They like to see, all right, you have plenty customers, you have plenty followers, but why this person have plenty followers? Let me take a look on the page.
Right.
But then when you have a little bit of followers, like, what we gotta do with this? Like, what you really have to offer? You know? But thank God, people know me, they know me as Fitz, and they love me. So I guess followers really matter.
Well, it all depends on what they're selling as well. You know, some people get a lot of followers selling flesh. You know, you sell natural products, running a business. So it's a different scale, a different projection and trajectory you should look at. But speaking about social media, how do you look at the use of influencers to help your business?
Listen to this, right?
This sounds like it's going to be good.
Listen to this, right? I have a real hard time. Like literally, I have written on this. If I show you a paper right now, I have written on this when it comes to like collaborating and things. And my words are, I'm very afraid of rejection. You understand? Like literally, I am very afraid of rejection. So I have a list of people names who I would like to be brand ambassadors, who I would like to collaborate with. And just because I don't want nobody to tell me no, I never reach out to them.
Nah, that's not the spirit.
I
That's
know,
not the spirit.
I literally know. And sometimes I aspire to be more creative, be more interactive because, like, okay, I will go in a room, I don't really know nobody, I don't know anybody, and from the time somebody says something, like I will talk and automatically I feel like I know them.
Right.
But I will go in the room very shy. Like my hands will be sweating, my toes will be sweating, like my slippers sliding off everything. But from the time I get comfortable, then I feel like I know the person forever. But I am very, very afraid of rejection. So I never reach out to people. Like even when I had a model, right? I was I was real skeptical of asking her to be the model. And then she was like, yeah, no problem, I'll be the model. That's it. And we just hit it off. Like we started talking about all kind of life problems, all kind of good things, bad things, the future, the present, the past, everything. And we just end up real good. But now she is very popular in the modeling industry for costumes. And she not coming, so now I'm afraid to ask somebody else. Like I have to start the process all over again. Like how am I going to do that? If somebody reject me and say no, what am I going to do? Am I going to ask somebody else? Or am I just going to say, you know what, this is just probably not me. Buy a little BBL mannequins, pay close on it, and call that church. So afraid of rejection, so I haven't asked anybody to really collaborate or be a brand ambassador for me. I hope I grow out of that kind of way of thinking so that, my business could go skyrocket.
Well, one piece of advice I will give you is look for an influencer who's relatable and authentic. So that will narrow down your pile. And in there, you might see some people, again, these are relatable people, because you want relatable people to relate to your customers. So you might be more confident speaking with them because they're naturally more relatable. It's not a big celebrity that's all over the papers and, just, you might be afraid to approach them. It's understandable. But look for someone who's relatable and someone who is trustworthy and reliable, and they should be in good hands.
And I mean, it also, to add to that, remember that you also have leverage. You have a brand which is very successful, as you've rightfully described to us tonight. You have a successful business. And you have a supportive network around you. We didn't even have to ask about that. It came across quite clearly, in terms of parents, good friends, family, and so on. So remember, you have a lot of leverage. You have a lot of, skin in the game. So that when you approach someone, you're not just approaching them. Some people think that you're approaching a level up or something like that. But you also are on a level. And I think that once you continue looking at yourself like that and your business like that, it would become a lot easier to do the networking and to do the reaching out to the different people. And as Stuart said, remember, the business is yours. Entrepreneurs out there, we spoke about this in so many episodes. Remember, the business is yours. The vision is yours. Remember, the foresight is yours. So you're not going to allow anybody to come into your business, to come into your space and to change it too much away from that vision. You want them to help you to grow your vision. And that's extremely important.
And at the end of the day, it's a business relationship you're hoping to go into them with. You're not approaching them to ask them out on a date. You actually approach it. You're laughing there.
Yeah.
It's a business relationship. So once you approach them and you let them know, this is what I'm offering you, there's the benefit, the value you're going to get, there's the value I want, and it's a strict business conversation, I think it's a lot easier to have.
Perfectly said, man. So we wish you well in terms of your networking and being able to really get the right people to work with you, even to expand into your operations, because you have your hands full with your operations as well, as you described earlier. So what I wanted to touch on is in terms of your business diversification and expansion. You mentioned earlier having a space at your business to also do makeup. You could tell us a little bit more about that, or maybe other brands or lines of business that you might have.
Okay, so I do makeup professionally. And funny enough, I never liked makeup. I was always more like kind of on the natural side, slap on an eyelash, and that's it, I ready to go. And then one of my friends say, "Girl, you must put on a little makeup." And they went out. I say, "Yeah, I do really like makeup." She say, "You know what? I'll pay for you to do a course." And I went and do the course, and the course was very informative. It was a great course. It was very much worth it. And I say, "You know what? For the first 2 months, I'll do 3 faces." So I'll do 3 faces in order to get that exposure, in order for to be able to practice better, to perfect my craft. And I've been doing makeup for a while now, and it has been going very good. Also, I want to work on expanding, but I want to put certain things in place first in order to expand, so I could probably bring a different style.
Right.
Compared to what I actually have right now. So if I could basically see, feel, touch, know different quality of material, different quality of fabrics, I could bring in like a different style of clothes than what people are accustomed to. I mean, other stores will probably might be shopping at the same place, but not every store will have the same thing. You understand? So that's just my vision and my mission right now. I'm actually not working on doing a new store, but by the end of the year, I would like to have a new store. Also, I want to do a website. I've been talking about it, but because of time again, I am unable to even start my website because I am extremely busy. I am working from the moment I get up to maybe 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Because sometimes, because I may order stuff from China, these are the times the suppliers are up. Because the time difference, when it's daytime here, is nighttime there, and obviously they wouldn't answer. You understand? So I have to be up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning talking to suppliers and that kind of thing. Also, a good friend of mine some years ago, she reached out to me to be on a committee, which was the One Love concert I just passed. Yeah, so she reached out to me, and I feel like I always like the entertainment industry. Like I'm very good with interacting with people. I like to be, just to look like I'm working. Like I keep working at and making sure things happen, making sure everything in a gear in a order. And I really enjoyed it. So I would like to go into the entertainment industry when it comes to like event management. That
Right.
is it. Yeah. So I would like to do kind of looking to see where have courses are available to go into event management because I like that whole event kind of thing, production kind of vibes behind the scenes, making sure everything goes smooth and nice. So I really enjoyed being on the committee, and I am looking into doing event management.
Can I take a guess as to why you enjoyed it so much? Is it that you enjoy seeing people have a good time? That
Yeah.
same customer centricity, I mean, that
Mhm.
wanting people to have a good time?
Mm-hmm. So I
Thought
enjoyed
so.
seeing people having a good time because I was like, what I basically worked backstage, right? Hospitality, making sure the artists and them have everything they needed, and if like I had to do multiple different jobs while doing the hospitality. And I said, you
Right.
know what? For the last artist, I'll go up on the stage and just watch the whole vibe. And it was like felt like a child in a candy store.
Yeah.
Just like literally being on the stage, watching the whole production, watching how everything just unfold and people in the crowd enjoying themselves, the band enjoying themselves, the artists singing and having a good time. Like I
Mhm.
felt so good about that whole situation, and as I told them, I'm forever grateful for that. So that I really would like, and I have been always praying to be in a position where I am in the event industry. You understand? But I keep saying, I want to be in the event industry. I want to do event management and that kind of thing. But like I get the opportunity, and like we're gonna do it. You understand? Like you can't always expect people to come to you to offer you a position to do something. Like the first step is looking for courses, going to do the courses, and then, branching off from there. So that's something I want to do in the near future also.
Well, remember, events, people need clothes for this.
Yep.
So it's a natural combination because I did hear the ads for the tickets being sold at Fitz by Britz. I did hear that. So
Yeah.
it's a good marketing opportunity as well for you. And then
Yeah,
just now you mentioned the website. I suggest you really get that on board as soon as possible and really try to get those members from Instagram, those followers, into the website. I mean,
Build your e-commerce.
I preach these things, but I don't follow them myself, because I am trying to work on a website myself for the longest while.
telling me.
So I understand. I understand. But let me ask one question. You spoke about differentiation just now there. Do you see any room for innovation in your business? Whether it's a new payment solution for the customers or some way to innovate the supply chain or even that Forex challenge. Where do you see opportunities for innovation in the retail, specifically the fashion?
For me, the only thing I have upgraded on right now is links on the go. You understand? And customers really, really, really appreciate the links on the like you coming to do a delivery because not everybody wants to work with cash right now.
Mm-hmm.
So having the links on the go is very beneficial. I would suggest because the First Citizens have the little small black links on the go, and I will recommend majority of the people who have businesses, regardless if it's hair, nails, makeup, whatever it is that you have to do a delivery, I would suggest they do the links on the go. Anything else, I haven't looked into anything else as yet.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's just links on the go, and probably when I open the website, I will work from there. But as for now, it's links on the go for me.
Again, making things easier for the customer.
Yeah. Like most customers were very happy about the links on the go because not everybody able to run to the ATM. Not everybody working close to an ATM. Some people delivery coming home at their doorstep and they're not keeping the money home. So the links is very sufficient for them.
And then someone won't want to give you the banking information to do an online transfer.
Well, I accept online transfer also, and the good thing about it is I am with all the banks. I have a whole catalog. Like if a customer wants something, like they want a TT post or something, I would just send them the full information with all the banking info, and they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, you have all the banks. That is so convenient." Instead of them having to wait for the money to reach and then wait for the item to be shipped out and then wait to collect it. So I have all the banks. So as soon as the money is received, the item is shipped out.
Fantastic.
So you see how important the customer is in all of Brittnie's decisions.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I am a bit upset with Brittnie, though. I have to say, because it seems I can't be a customer. What made you decide to strictly go with women's clothing?
Men spend their money. Males come in the store, right? Those males, they come into the store and they ask, but how come you're not selling no men clothing?
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing we have for men is beach pants. But if they see a beach pant, they'll be like, all right, I'll come back and buy it. What? What are you coming back to buy when you can buy it now? Like a female, you know what? I see this, I like it, I buy it. I don't really need it, but I'll buy it. But a man, he could put on a white jersey and a jeans and he could go. Understand?
Yeah.
And I'm not really too keen with with the men's style because men are very tricky. 1 minute they want jersey, next minute they want shirt. 1 minute they want stripe, next minute they want floral. Next minute it's just plain white or plain black. That is too much for me.
that sounds simple to me.
It's plain white or plain black.
And you know what? Men always want a discount.
Hey, well, I mean,
you know hard men have it out there.
the price of male clothing, right?
Men
price.
Men, like the woman will send you out with $300 to buy an outfit for $300. You still trying to squeeze me at 20. you really want a discount on a $300 outfit? Like the outfit is literally cheap already, and my prices are not high. My prices are all, and I just feel like women are a little bit more easy to deal with. Men, they're too iffy. They don't like how it's fair. They don't like. Oh God, nah, I can't deal with it.
I guess I'll just have to remain not being a customer.
Yeah, I prefer to deal with the females, and sometimes the females and they could be a little tricky when they're ready. Like I literally have to speak positivity into some customers. Because some customers they come for an outfit, but they acting like they don't want to go out. I say, listen to this. If you know you don't want to go, out, do not go out.
Mm-hmm.
Act like you want to go out. So I have this thing now when like certain occasions, like let's say for Carnival, Easter, that kind of thing, I have shots. So I have tequila shots with salt prune. So I say, you know what? You're not acting like you want to go out. Take a little shot.
Take a shot.
Get your vibe up, and then let me look for clothes. Because if you come with that vibe, I don't know what you're looking for. I don't know where you're going. I don't know. Like, I don't know your style. I don't know, So I need to shake you up a little bit so me and you can start shopping. And if you don't see anything in that you like, that is quite fine with me. You understand? If you pick up 5 items and you feel like this don't suit my body type, and it's not really my style, then it's okay to go somewhere else. Like when it comes to customer service, for me, I take it very, very, very serious. I rather my business go at a loss than somebody posting my store on Instagram and I gaining 30,000 followers from that.
Yeah.
I really, really, really could do it all that. So I make sure I always tell my worker, when it comes to customers, just make them feel satisfied, make them feel pleased. And people just be messaging me like, you literally have the best worker. Like your customer service on point, like your delivery is on point. Like, it has some customers who are a little tricky and they would test your patience, they might test your youngster a little bit, but I try to keep the cool. If it's one thing, like I don't go back and forth with no customer, I don't cuss out. If I feel like it's a losing battle, darling, here is your money back.
Yeah.
You understand? I take customer service very, very serious. Like I will open, if I'm closing and I literally have something to go and do and a customer is pulling up, I am going to open back the store. And that customer might come and try on 5 things and still in one at now. And when I reach him, I can't be like, I should have really never opened the store. But still, she liked the fact that I opened the store and she might come back tomorrow.
She might come back.
And I said she would spread the word as well.
You understand? This person, I really like this, this isn't really suit the event, but she have very nice things. You should check her out. Or you know what? I like that one and I should come back tomorrow. And that's just how my businesses go. But when it comes to customer service, I take it very seriously. And I'm so grateful that I have never been in a social media or face-to-face back with any customer. I always try to way out of it. Even though if I am wrong, I really try to talk my way out of it. And I'm successful, so.
Communication is key. Key.
And the customer is the only master. The only master. You think you could be a marketing master, you could be this master. No. The customer will see through all that. The customer service you give them there, they're doing more than any social media post.
For sure.
With more travels, eh?
For sure.
Yeah, you need evangelists for your business out there preaching the word of your business.
Correct.
Yep.
And that is done through great customer service. Especially when things go bad, being able to put it back in. That is when you get to wins.
For sure.
Britz, I know you have work to do, orders to place, Instagram messages to respond to.
A lot.
Probably deliveries to go and do.
Calls to China.
Calls to China at 1 a.m. in the morning. So we're not going to take up too much more of your time. I mean, it was really an honor for us to talk to you tonight and to hear your story and to hear all the fantastic stuff that you're doing. And this is why we're doing this podcast, people, because there are so many brilliant entrepreneurs amongst us doing great work, customer-centric. They could teach some of the big companies a thing or two, that are overcoming challenges. I mean, I had a question here about overcoming challenges. I didn't even need to ask it because you described it and you went through it so brilliantly. And as entrepreneurs, there will be challenges. There will be obstacles. As you said, rainy days. How do you overcome that as an entrepreneur is what you guys need to work on and think about, what we all need to think about. So before you leave tonight, Britz, could you just leave our audience with any words of wisdom from your experience, especially for the younger entrepreneurs or the newer entrepreneurs starting up and needing that inspiration tonight?
Okay. For me, my words will be enjoy what you do, love what you do, appreciate what you do, don't be hard on yourself. If you try a business and it don't work out, it's okay to fail. Like it's literally okay to fail. It might sound hard. You might feel people will talk about it, but it's literally okay to fail and start over. This is just probably this job is just probably not for you. You probably not meant to sell clothes. You probably not meant to do nails. You probably not meant to cook food. Because during the pandemic, I was cooking food, Like I was
Everything,
cooking
right?
and selling. My food name was the food icon. So I make sure and make ends meet. So when it comes to your business, consistency, consistency, consistency. Don't ever give up. Don't, everybody say the same thing, da, 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 but pray over your business. Always, 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 always pray over your business. You understand? Just always ask God to just bring the right people with the right money into your hands.
Mm-hmm.
You know, be consistent with your business. Love what you do. Enjoy what you do. And make sure you have a purpose. If you don't know your purpose, pray and ask God your purpose. Because I didn't know what was my purpose. Like I used to watch other podcasts and be like, but Brittnie, what is your purpose? Like what you doing? And then I say, Father, if you know my purpose is to meet people and interact with people, because sometimes a customer comes to buy something and we end up in a whole life conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Like I trying to speak life into them, make them feel comfortable because plenty females out here are not confident.
Mm.
You understand? And me interacting with females and saying, girl, you know you could wear this, don't study nobody. Like if you're not comfortable, it's okay. We could try something else. You understand? So me speaking life and vibe and confidence into people is just probably my purpose. You understand? So find your purpose. If you fail, it's okay to try other things. You understand? You can't always depend on somebody to help you. You understand? If you need advice, people, just come for me for advice on anything. Anything, not even in my field. If I have knowledge about it, I will spread it. If I don't, then I cannot really help. You understand? So for the people that want to be an entrepreneur, don't want to do it because you just want this money, and as soon as you make money, you forget about the business. You 2, 3 months, 4 months, you're not posting nothing. You have to be consistent. You understand? And basically enjoy what you do. Don't overthink it as a job. Yes, it's a job, but enjoy what you're doing. Whatever business venture you decide to enter, make sure and enjoy what you're doing. Don't let nobody stress you out. Don't let nobody feel like they can run your business better than you. Understand? And that's just my take.
But most of the people who comment about a failed business are people who are afraid to even try in the first place. They're just comfortable with the 8 to 4, doing whatever they're told to do.
That's
But the
fine.
risk takers, the man in the arena, you don't make jokes about them. They in the battle. They in the fight. So all respect due to them. And the reason I enjoyed this episode, even though it was a retail conversation, a fashion conversation, I think it allowed us to discuss a lot of different ideas, a lot of different topics in this one conversation. So I really appreciate it, Brittnie, and I really appreciate you taking the time to have this conversation with us tonight.
No problem. This is actually my first podcast, though.
Hey.
We're grateful.
You know, this is my first podcast, and I'm very nervous.
You did very well.
Yeah, because they're speaking life into me. And everything went well. So I would tell them, make sure and follow and listen. Because they thought it was a live podcast. They was ready to be tuning. They want the link to hear everything we have to say. Because they've been saying, people have been telling me, girl, keep a nice little woman's thing. But them woman's thing, that's another topic.
That's another topic.
A topic because you literally cannot please everybody.
Nah, you can never do that. And you don't have to. You
My
should
friend-
never try to.
Have a wine and cupcake thing, and she asked me to host. She said, "You have the personality, you need to host." And I just go up there and I only say it like it's my stage. But then some find like I am talking too ghetto and I am talking to, you know, and I just say, you know what? I didn't even take it as no hard feelings. I just say, I am just not for everybody.
And again, this is our podcast, right? So this is our conversation. We're not in school here. We're not trying to speak the Queen's language.
We having our chat.
We're having a chat.
Yeah.
And I always tell people teach dialect in university. I have a friend who's an actor who teaches Trini dialect to other actors to be able to sound Caribbean in movies. So we need to appreciate our dialects and not try to appease and not try to sound like the British and the Queen and the American. And no, we are Trinis and this is how we talk. When we having our basic chat, this is how we talk.
You don't know.
Myself.
Britz, thank you very much. Once again, as we wrap it up here tonight, that's Brittnie, Fitz by Britz. I mean, you guys go out there, check out the store.
Not the guys, the
The
females.
ladies. The guys can shop for the ladies too.
The guys need to come.
Oh,
Yeah,
they spend any money.
Yeah, the guys.
exactly.
Guys, it's real. Come and buy for the ladies, you know.
Of course. Of course. So go out there, guys and gals. Check out the store and support Brittnie. Brittnie, we wish you all the best with all your future ventures. We hope that a lot of the stuff that you spoke about that you want to do in terms of your collaborations, your networking, your influencer collaborations, maybe local brand collaborations as well, and even your website and everything else, event management, etc., that you're really successful in it, and that, as you said, you enjoy the journey. So that's it for tonight. A fashion retail conversation that covered so much more. Boy, oh boy. What I got out of it, you guys keep your passion up. Remember to focus on your customers. Stuart?
I really enjoyed the show. And that was one of the key takeaways. You heard how many times Brittnie said customer?
Mm-hmm.
So you see where her focus is. And that's why she's so successful. And I just see more things. She might really come and do a podcast and take over, you know? I see a lot of potential in Brittnie.
Sure. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for yet another episode of the Big Potato Podcast. Do well.
Good night.
Entrepreneurship, it's all game. The Big Potato Podcast is yours to claim. From startups to scaling up, we cover it all. So don't mess up. Monday nights, don't miss the show with Candell and Stuart. Your time to grow, listen up. Take notes and learn. The Big Potato Podcast, next gen's turn. It's next